Earlier this month, Edison Research and National Public Radio released their annual survey of spoken word audio consumption. The numbers were eye-popping.
And now, a look at this week in podcasting news. It's the Jag Show Podcast.
Bear with me, I'm going to hit you with a lot of numbers today, but I'll try to keep this moving with some context and some key points. For the purposes of this survey, spoken word audio is everything from news to sports to talk to audiobooks, and yes, that includes podcasts. The survey's been around since 2014. In the past month, 75% of U.S. adults listened to spoken word audio. That, of course, 3 out of every 4 people. And 45% of U.S. adults, almost half, listen to spoken word audio every single day. By the way, that's 22 million more daily listeners than when the survey started 7 years ago. Back in 2014, spoken word only accounted for 20% of all audio consumption. Today, it's 28%. That's a 40% jump, and 8% in just the last year. There have been even bigger jumps among 18 to 34-year-olds and persons of color, 2 demographics that are very attractive to advertisers. Today, spoken word audio listeners consume, on average, 2 hours and 6 minutes every day of spoken word audio. And among the most frequent consumers, those daily listeners, they actually split their time between music and spoken word about 50-50. As far as podcasts, 57% of Americans have now listened to a podcast. Podcast share of time within spoken word audio has increased by 176% over the last 7 years, including 16% in just the last year. Mobile devices also driving the industry's growth. People are now listening to spoken word audio on mobile at almost triple the amount as when this survey started. And once again, don't worry about ratings and reviews. The top ways people find podcasts are, in order, internet search, recommendations of friends and family, and social media. Okay, we covered a lot of numbers. Let me leave you with some qualitative data from this report. Podcast listeners are more engaged because they are actively seeking out the content. It's not just being shown to them in an algorithm. They want information and different perspectives, and they want to be able to consume that information while multitasking. And in a surface-level digital world, a majority of listeners in the survey feel spoken word audio is an effective use of their time. Spoken word audio is a rapidly growing medium, and I think it's only going to get bigger in 2022. If a podcast is part of your plans for next year, let me help. My contact information follows. A link to the surveys in the show notes. Until next time, stay healthy and stay safe. Later.
If you like what you just heard, share The Jag Show with someone else who's interested in podcasts. You can also follow The Jag Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. For help creating or improving your podcast, visit jagindetroit.com.